Let me maybe first say two things. First, the safe harbor has proven, and is still a useful tool, has proven to be a useful tool for ensuring continuity, some continuity, we'll say some, of protection of personal data of Europeans when transferred to the US, by allowing, for example, what we have just heard, European data subject to benefit from FTC enforcement. Actually, I don't think that, to talk very frankly, the problem is with the FTC enforcement. As Julie Brewer explained, the FTC cannot do everything. The problem is upstream most often. The problem is the policing has to take place earlier by the Department of Commerce when companies join the safe harbor, when during also the entire period they are member of the safe harbor. We will come back to this because this is one of our 13 recommendations. So certainly a useful tool from a individual's fundamental rights point of view, and certainly a useful tool as an important vehicle for EU-US data transfers, a vehicle that has been relied upon by companies on both sides of the Atlantic. And this is true and has been true for an increasing number of companies. In the last 10 years, the number of companies adhering to the safe harbor has increased by 8-fold and now are almost 4,000. So that's how we see the safe harbor. And in a certain sense, to answer your question, the safe harbor is paying the price, or has been victim of two things: its success, to the increase of, in particular, the increase of companies, of members, and the passing of time. Why I'm saying that? Because the conditions in which the framework operates have dramatically changed since the safe harbor was adopted in 2000. This results not only from the rapid growth of the number of companies, I just mentioned, adhering to the framework, but also, and more importantly, the development of the digital economy has led to the exponential increase in the in transatlantic data flows, both from a quantitative point of view and a qualitative point of view. These flows, when the safe harbor was introduced, used to be more limited and in a certain sense of an ancillary nature, and the importance for instance of human resource data transfer. These flows have not only increased, but they have now become of a completely different significance in terms of absolutely central to many of the economic activities we are here seeing. Last but not least, the extraordinary technological developments that have taken place in the last decade have not only expanded, as I said, the possibility of collection and processing of consumer data, but also they have dramatically increased the ability of large-scale surveillance of commercial data, including by public authority. And that brings us to everything that is around the Snowden revelation that have raised new and important questions on the level of protection guaranteed by the framework, mainly as regard access by public authorities to personal data transferred to the safe harbor, and whether this can still be considered as meeting the necessity and proportionality tests that were already there in 2000 in the original framework. So the context, the significance of the data flows and all of these developments have significantly changed since 2000, and in a certain sense have tested the limits of the system and revealed, that's why I think we have to see it from more an evolution point of view, and revealed some weaknesses, some shortcomings in the functioning of the system. I insist on the word functioning, in the functioning of this system. And that's where I think the background, the backdrop against which we issue our recommendation in 2013, taking into account all those developments. And we always use, often use the image of a bridge, the need to build transatlantic bridge and the safe harbor being an important bridge. And we believe, and you know the position taken by the Commission compared to other institutions on this file, we believe that it is still a valid bridge, but a bridge that needs significant, that needs to be significantly repaired.